Corrin's sword is pretty ridiculous. The thing is though, it might actually be rather realistic, though not for the reasons you might think. Today's question then, what's the deal with Corrin's sword? Short answer? It's a fantasy sword, so whatever, right? Slightly less short answer, it's actually based on Buddhist iconography. In terms of design, Corrin's sword is nearly exactly the same as the Prajna Khadga, or the Sword of Wisdom. In Buddhist mythology, this sword is wielded by the Bodhisattva Manjushri, who uses it to cut through the veil of ignorance. There's a lot of theological significance behind this, but none of this makes it into the game lore, and the inspiration is mostly aesthetic. So let's look at the sword itself, of which there are two main bits. First, the hilt is styled like a Vajra. The name means both diamond and thunderbolt, symbolizing something that is both indestructible and unstoppable. Again, there's a lot of theology behind this, but all you need to know is that they look like this. The Vajra is technically a weapon in its own right, but the design is also used for sword hilts. Both Vajra and Vajra hilted swords are pretty common in Hindu and Buddhist iconography, and you see quite a few deities carrying them. And if you look at these, it's fairly obvious where the design for Corrin's sword hilt comes from. The blade takes the general form of an Indian khanda, or double-edged straight sword. Again, these are fairly common in Buddhist iconography. The Prajna Khadga is a bit more special because it's on fire, so that weird looking sword blade is symbolic of the fact that the sword is wrapped in flames. Light of wisdom, burning through the darkness, all that good stuff. Sometimes the flames are only at the tip, while other times they cover the whole blade. Corrin's sword seems to combine both these elements. And if you didn't know that the serrated edges on the Prajna Khadga are meant to be flames, then I suppose chainsaw would be the first thing that comes to mind. One last thing to mention is that icons of the Prajna Khadga are relatively common in Buddhist ritual, and you can find and buy them for surprisingly cheap. Or I suppose you could cosplay Corrin and really confuse some poor Buddhist monk somewhere. So there you have it. Corrin's sword is pretty ridiculous, but it actually has a basis in Buddhist iconography, which goes way back. The lesson here is that while modern fantasy swords are ridiculous, historic and religious swords aren't all that much better. Our world is just a really weird place, and no matter how ridiculous an idea seems, it's good to remember that, as Ecclesiastes teaches us, there is nothing new under the sun.